The Philadelphia Eagles are less than 3 weeks away from our season opener. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly that happened in camp today. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. If you guys are new to the channel and love talking Philly sports every single day, go right ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on post notifications so you know when I go live or drop some content. On that note, if you believe that every single Philadelphia Eagle that needs to step up, who's been having a bad camp, better shape it up, or they shouldn't play because the season is 3 weeks away, smash that like button. With that being said, let's get into today's content. So today, I want to talk about camp day number 10, the good and the bad, and just a guy that's not getting credited enough for the things he's doing in camp. But let's start with some good and bad news. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if somebody says, hey Mike, I got good news and bad news, what do you want to hear first? I always say, give me the bad news so I can finish on a good note with the good news. So let's talk some bad news. Gennard Avery went out with an injury, a knee injury, and was carted off the field. It didn't look good. My guess is that he's going to miss probably the whole 2020 season. Now, talking about Gennard Avery, when we traded for him from the Cleveland Browns for a 4th round pick, I saw some upside there. And the very next game, he comes out and gets a sack. So I'm like, yes, I like what I see. But the Eagles kind of shy away from him. Now, I honestly think he don't fit the 4-3. I think he's a 3-4 stand-up joker, outside linebacker pass rusher, something like Jadeveon Clowney did for the Houston Texans or Clay Matthew for the Green Bay Packers. That's how I believe he gets down. Now, we try to make him a traditional 2-point stance, pass rusher, defensive end, and it didn't really work out. Now, he's still athletic, but he hasn't been getting most reps for the Eagles, and we still got Josh Sweat, Vinny Curry, and Joe Osman, who's been having an amazing camp. So I do feel good there with Derek Barnett and BG, but shout out to you, my guy. Speedy recovery. Get better. As for some more bad news, Dillard continues to struggle. Now, he's been doing some good things. Technically sound, hand, feet. I mean, even when you look at some of the speed drills, he's doing good, but he continues to not be able to block a bull rush. That's what got him in 2019, and that's what's getting him in 2020. And it looks like he's going to be the starter on the blind side of our $100 million man. And let's get to the actual bad news. There was a scary moment in camp today. Carson Wentz hikes the ball. Dillard gets bull rushed by Joe Osman so hard that he flies into Carson Wentz's legs around the knee area. Carson goes down. He does hop back up. You know, our guy's strong, but that's not the point. Dillard's getting this guy killed in practice off the bull rush. We can't allow it. We can't allow it. Now, on Dillard's side, I will say this. 2019, he got through in and out, right side, left side. And then in 20, there's no camp, there's no OTAs, there's no way to get to Jeff Stoutland to learn the schemes better, the blocking schemes, the patterns, the pulling, the sliding protection. All that stuff is important. You miss an assignment and you get beat because you're trying to make up the mental part and not being able to do the physical part. Because he did come in 20 pounds heavier, so the bull rushing is still a concern. We're going to have to address that now. He is the future left tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe he can do it. But I'm not saying he's the best guy for the job week 1 when we still want to win games and we're going to have Chase Young going against the Eagles. So we got to prepare ourselves. If I'm the Eagles and I see him to continue to struggle, well, then you might have to put him on the shelf for another year. Hopefully we get an actual preseason practice, training camp, OTAs going into 2021 so we can figure out where he's at. And I'm putting Jason Peters on the left side and putting Matt Pryor and Brandon Brooks side so the line is more stacked. The line is more steady. And we don't got to worry about Carson Wentz's blind side. Now, before we get to the good news, I want to talk about the guy that not many people are talking about, and that is my guy, Nickell Robey-Coleman, who did give me a shout out way in the offseason, so I'm going to play it again because the things he talks about in this shout out is what I'm seeing in training camp. The grittiness, the toughness, the edge he's bringing to the defense, and this is why he'll be the starting nickel corner. Run the tape.
It's Nickell Robey, a.k.a. Slot God, represents Slot God Nation. I hope everything been going good for first and foremost with the COVID-19 situation. But as far as that, man, can't wait to get started in Philly. Can't wait to get this thing crunk up. I'm from the South Florida. But, man, what I'm looking to bring to Philly is just, my skill set, my mindset, my tenacity, my grit, the way I fight day in and day out. Just bring that to the table and just be a key piece to the defense and play my role, do my job. And so the more I can do that, the more success I know the team will have. And so with that being said, it'll be all love. Can't wait to get there. Can't wait to do what I got to do. Go Eagles. Promote my boy podcast. It's called the Philly Talk Podcast. Holla at my guy. Go there, listen, and chime in if you got any comments.
That's our guy. He is going to make a difference alongside a big play Slay, Avonte Maddox in the slot, being able to shut guys down, a.k.a. Slot God. He's going to get the job done. He picked off Carson Wentz on a leaping pass today. One of Carson Wentz, not better throws, but Nickell Robey-Coleman, give him credit too. That's who I wanted to talk about. Another guy who shined on day 10 was J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And now we've seen him shine, like I said yesterday in my video, in the preseason. But there's something different about this. His confidence level was at an all-time high because after he caught a couple great catches for a couple touchdowns, he goes to the sideline and the media comes to him and says, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, can you explain to us about that highlight touchdown you had? And he said, which one? I mean, you got to be more specific. There were a couple today. So to me, that just shows his confidence level is rising. And that goes a long way for someone who needs to take that next step for 2020. But he also sees all the wide receivers balling out, from Quez Watkins to Jalen Reagor to John Hightower to Greg Ward Jr. Even Deontay Burnett is catching balls, so he knows he got to step his game up. And last but not least, Adrian Killins, AK-46. Doug Peterson talked highly about him, and they continue to use him for punt returns, kick returns, in the slot, at running back. They're doing boatloads of things with him. Now, one of the reasons why is because Miles Sanders and Boston Scott are banged up. But this could be the key. He could use this time, this opportunity that he wouldn't have if they were healthy, to show what he's worth. And I believe Doug has a little soft spot for him. So, the 53-man roster prediction video will be coming up shortly, and I will fully let you know then if I believe AK-46 will be on the team, but he is impressing Doug Peterson. Another guy is Elijah Holyfield. I heard he was running really hard. Now, I did think that Deuce Staley liked Michael Warren Jr. a little bit better, but Elijah Holyfield was running hard today. This practice, this 11-on-11 was the longest one. They let the offensive first team starters go 60 snaps. So this was the most realist thing we've got the whole 2019 into 2020 offseason. So I'm liking it. The defense stepping up. Carson a little up and down, but comes through in the clutch. But we're just getting these great plays from these young guys who are trying to prove they deserve a spot. Elijah Holyfield, AK-46, it's all going to come to an end soon. 3 weeks. Week 1, 53-man roster. Only the best will be on the team. I wish everybody the best. On that note, thank you guys for watching and all the constant support. Appreciate you guys 100%. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about Andre Dillard? How do you feel about the Gennard Avery injury? How do you feel about Nickell Robey-Coleman being kind of X-Factor in this defense? And let me know about J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Actually, just give me all your thoughts on day 10 Let me know. Until next time, you know what time it is. We out.